Oh, I see it now. Okay, awesome. Hi, I am Teresa Bitner. Hello, hello from Austin, Texas. It's stinking hot here. And this is my book, Soul Love, How a Dog Taught Me to Breathe Again. And I'll let you guess what it is on the cover just by looking at it. And if anybody wants to, here we go. I'll put it up closer. Well, that doesn't come out so good. All right. Anyway, it is available on my website and also on Amazon and Barnes and Noble's ebook if you want to check it out. And let's see. So I will just tell you what the book is about, and it's my memoir. And I published it in 2018, and I started writing it in about 2015, 2016. And it took 4 years to write it, a long period of time. So this is the story of my journey through death. When my first husband was killed in a motorcycle accident, and I was suddenly a widow of two teenaged angry boys. I had lived in high tech and had left high tech to become a middle school science teacher. Nothing like being a single mom with two kids out in the middle of nowhere. So when Chris dies unexpectedly, Teresa, me, and her two high school teenage sons must figure out life as a fatherless single mother kids, and they live on 12 and a half acres on a ranch in Texas. And they keep several pet dogs and cats, but none as special as Hans, a brown Doberman that they adopt after Chris's death. Hans's wise brown eyes, which peer deeply into your soul, convinced Teresa that he was sent by God to be her personal grief dog. Over the next 4 years, Hans helps this broken family to heal the anger, grief, helplessness, and hopelessness that the deep grief causes, teaching them how to forgive, love, and laugh again. And what I love about Soul Love is that it also provides hope. And in this funky dunky time of COVID, we can all use some hope in the midst of this crazy place that we're at. I am going to read to you some pieces of it. I'm going to first give you a rundown of the chapters, just to give you a little taster of it. So, October 26, 2009, that's the day before and the day of. And then we've got eggplant and mahogany. I'll give you a hint. It's my hair color, and I like that. There's memorial moments. There's box of Klein. That's what we came to fondly call the husband in the box. Puppy 529, the new normal, grief work. Chris misses our milestones. Probate sucks. Deep dark abyss. Big, bold, and beautiful. Big red. Closet cleaning. Wildfire refuge. The gift of resilience. Bill, do I run? Do I stay? Market ready. Moving forward. My tummy hurts and mission complete. So I'm going to take a chapter. I'm going to read the prologue to you guys. And in this book, I've adopted two complex characters, which I would never do in one of your first published books. I adopted two complex characters. One is me, and then you have Hans the dog, the Doberman, who speaks and talks about the stuff that I don't want to. So here we go. This is Hans. I'm in heaven, having a best life ever as an animal. I eat, I sleep, I play, I love, and I just exist. Heaven is the greatest reward of all. In heaven, all the animals live in perfect harmony. Dogs and cats are buddies. Foxes and hens are friends. Fish and birds hanging out, having fun. No one has to fear being eaten or killed. We just live and are happy together. One of my best buddies is this big black cat named Niles. During one of my romps around heaven, I'm sniffing and doing those dog things like peeing on each bush and, looking around. I see the light, and the man comes towards me. And Niles, oh, wow, I wonder, is it time for one of us to go on our mission? I wonder who will be picked. I'm ready, I think. Maybe he will pick me this time. The man walks over to me and rubs my ears. Oh, how I like that. And he says, I have a special job for you to do. And I notice that the man is very sad. He smells like he's very new to heaven, and he has really dark, fuzzy hair everywhere. He kind of looks like a dog. Pretty cool that he's hairy, but why is he so sad? He bends down to look into my eyes and keeps rubbing my ears. Oh, wow. I can see and feel his deep, deep pain and anguish as tears run down his face. My wife and two teenage boys need you, buddy. He pauses to catch his breath. And the light places a hand on his shoulder in a reassuring manner. The man tearfully says, I had to leave too quickly, so suddenly, and they really need some love and support. The light informs me this will be a hard mission for you, but if you pay attention and listen and ask for help and just love them the best that you can, you will be successful and grow in your grief dog skills. I bark with joy and excitement, woof, and I say, yes, I want to be a great grief dog. My tail is wagging so hard. Oh my gosh, wow, this is so awesome. I'm going on a mission. I so very much want to serve a family in need. I pause, sensing this man's searing, raw, gut-wrenching pain that he exudes, the profound grief. He stares off into the sky and then covers his face with his hands and cries softly on my shoulder. I never meant to leave without a goodbye. I won't be for them. Who'll protect them? Oh, please help them. And he says, I'm so sorry, babe. What about the boys? This is too much for her and the boys. I need you, buddy. I sit quietly listening, absorbing the pain and licking his hands. I'm a little scared at how big this mission is and how much grief there might be and what life on Earth will be like. I want to go, and I really want to help this man. The light asks, okay, are you ready for this mission? It's going to be big and challenging. You first have to be born and then grow into what you've been created for. How could I not go? And the man just poured out his pain, and I agree with the light. I will go to Earth and do my best. Seek me and I will guide you. Now we get to go to Teresa's first chapter. I'm not going to read the whole thing. We probably don't have time for that. So I'll just read little snippets here and there. And Tiffany, you keep me on track. So I'll give you the snippet. And this October 27, 2009. I said the 26th, but we start the 26th because we're normal. We're a normal family, 2 teenage boys. We get home. I'm 43. Got my mahogany hair covering up those grades, and Chris is a 5'10" man, and we're living sort of the American dream. At least it looks like from the outside, but being married 20 years, what that might look like. And we've survived the best we can, and we've traveled all over the world, and we've got a senior and a freshman in high school. And we think, we're pretty well prepared for everything. Life is going on pretty normal. Here they come rumbling in the door after tonight's scout meeting, and it's typical rough squabble as Chris and I are attempting to be good parents, and the conversation goes something like this. Chris to the eldest, your number one job is school. It's your responsibility, your grades. I interject. We expect you to attend a college, and you need to get good grades to get into the schools you want. You're supposed to be honest and not lying. God sakes, you were at a scout meeting in a church. Sounds like a broken record to me and probably to the boys. Same old discussion, same old bullshit, and we go on. Tensions escalate. The eldest yells, you don't fucking understand me. I am doing my best. You guys just always yell at me, and I think I should do better. Chris yells back, don't talk to us like that. Show your mother some respect. The youngest says, it's the teacher's fault. I've got this, Mom. Dad, stop nagging me. At least I don't smoke pot like him. Stop rolling your eyes or I'll pop you, Chris warns. More hurtful words are flung, and we send the boys to their bedrooms for the rest of the evening. I don't really like ending our days like this, but it's unavoidable. Weekly, I know Chris doesn't like it. He's exhausted from work. We don't talk much after that explosive discussion. I mean, what is there to say? We've talked about it 1,000 times already. We sit on either end of the couch, working on our laptops, getting ready for the next day, failing to even acknowledge each other's frustration and pain. We're just too tired to try anything else, and why bother? Nothing will change. After a while, I head up to bed, distracted by the thoughts of work in the next morning. Good night, I murmur. Good night, babe. Quick smooch. That's the last shred of normal we ever had as a family. The day begins as normal. I'm at school, doing my thing, and I keep thinking something's not right. I don't know what. And the afternoon comes, and I got to run to the office to make some copies in the teacher's lounge. I'm the team lead. And the teacher comes by and says, the principal comes by and she says, hi, how are you today, Teresa? And grabs my arm. And I'm thinking, why is she touching me? She never touches me. This isn't normal. I'm like, busy, I got to go. She's like, oh, I really need you to come with me and talk for a moment. And I look through the office door in her window, and I see a room full of dour faces, seriously looking people, all the administrators and a state trooper. No way, I'm not going in there, I think. And I look at her, I'm like, now's not a really good time. I gotta make copies and get back to class. It's gonna start soon. And my mind is screaming, something's up, it looks bad. You never see that many people in her office and the look on her face. No, you need to come with me now, as she escorts me into the office. My head races and swirls with the fear and anticipation of the bad news. I know something bad is happening. Did something happen to a student? Did I do something really bad as a teacher? Did I drop another F-bomb? Shit. Yikes, I hope I don't get arrested or end up on TV. Okay, deep breath. I can do this. Let's see. I don't think I did anything bad. Ah, man, is the eldest in trouble at school again? Did Chris wreck on that damn motorcycle? I don't know. Are my elderly parents okay? Why would they all be here? Fear creeps into every particle of my being. All I can think of is as I'm sitting down is what the hell can be this horrible? Standing there, I look up. Why is everybody staring at me? Why do all the staff have this look like they've been crying? There's a lot of water tissues on this table. Something massive is up. My stomach drops. I feel sick to my stomach. I nearly vomit. Something very grim has happened. Oh, God, help me. Miss Klein, please sit down. We have some terrible news, says Trooper Joe. As I scan the crumpled tissue boxes of the gray school tissue boxes all over the office, ripped tissues everywhere. Every assistant principal is present. The uniforms the troopers wearing, the gun, I spy his taser, handcuffs, really good looking gold badge. He sits there to my right. Directly across is some poor woman with a jacket that says family services, never seen in my life before. And Trooper Joe says, first I need to ask you some questions for my investigation. With a dry, sick mouth, I mumble, sure, what investigation? Boop. My head starts reeling. Rational brain evaporates. Investigation? What the hell? The poor trooper never saw it coming. My reaction was so raw, he doesn't quite know how to respond. And I ask him in my loud, terrified Yankee New York voice that I don't recognize, what the fuck is this all about? Who's in trouble? Who's dead? I'm screaming and yelling. And because I know whatever the fuck this is, it's bad. It's really, really bad. You just don't see a room full of troopers and school administrators with tissues investigating something routine like a student is in trouble. And now he's asking me questions. I'm going from normal, sweet teacher to New York crazy ass bitch, screaming, cussing, in no time flat. I can deal with a crisis, but just no bullshitting around. That's all I need. Give it to me straight, I say. I want to know exactly what happened, and I want to know now. No more bullshit. The trooper steps back, calmly asks me, is Christopher Paul Klein your husband? Yes, damn it, of course he is. Ma'am, what time did you leave the house? I ramble incoherently. I don't know. Geez, what's wrong? When no one answers, I glare and I blurt out, shit, I don't know. Maybe early, 7:30. I got here before school started. What time did your husband leave the house? Mind reeling out of control. I don't know. He didn't leave before me. He stayed up late working downstairs. I don't know. I have no clue what time he left for work. He had calls or something. Sometimes he takes conference calls at home and then drives to work. The boys were getting up and he was supposed to help get them ready. I don't know. I keep trying to listen to the questions and answer correctly. In my irrational state, I believe that if I gave the correct answers, only the correct answers, I could make a difference. Of course, the damage was already done. I didn't know what damage. Terrified, I start asking more questions. What's wrong? What is going on? Who is dead or injured? Why do I have to answer these questions? Where are my kids? Where is my husband? And I'm getting louder and louder and more desperate for answers. I have to know. The trooper asks, does your husband ride a motorcycle? Well, yes, that motherfucker rides a fucking bike. Of course he is. Is he dead? What happened? Where is he? I begin to scream and hysterical sobs start. Trooper Joe grabs my hands, pulls my head up, and looks me in the eye with tears and says, ma'am, I'm so sorry. He's been killed in a motorcycle accident. I can stop there. I can keep going. It's kind of up to you guys. What do you think? More?
You want to read a few more minutes?
I sure can do that. I sure can. Holy shit. My brain explodes. Might just die, all of my atoms falling apart right there. My heart rips open. I don't know what just happened. Something came up on my screen. My heart rips open, and it's so ripped open, my heart and body, my world has stopped. I'm so mad, sad, freaked out. The fear is in me, and I feel like I'm flying into a million fractured pieces, and I scream and wail at the top of my lungs. Fuck! No, 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 fuck! I knew this would happen. I knew that motherfucker would die in that damn thing. I start pounding the table with my fists. I slump over, banging my head, screaming, sobbing in anguish, which seems like forever. It's not in the book, but students told me they could hear me several halls down. My assistant principals and principal all hug and cry with me, and they attempt to comfort me. Someone grabs my hand to stop me from pounding the table. Another grabs me from behind to stop my head banging. The weeping and words of comfort in the background buzz like bees. I have no idea how long I actually cry, scream, wail, cuss, and I'm what my students would have called a hot mess. Hoarse and emotionally wrung out while the passes before I stop crying and I ask, was it on SH 45? You know, that big curve? I know like Chris liked to go over 100 miles an hour around the bend. The trooper calmly answers, no, ma'am. It was at 9:45 in the morning at an intersection less than a mile from your house. We live in the country on a ranch. How could it have been an accident? Way the hell out there? There's nobody out there. Trooper continues with the details very matter of factly. A woman turned right in front of him and he ran into the truck's front quarter panel. Rage and sorrow and more questions float in my mind. Was he in pain? Did he die quickly? There's so much I need to know. My crisis management, project management brain kicks in, helping me to cope and compartmentalize. The trooper begins to explain the timing, what they think happened, why they believe she turned in front. He notes that there was a big time delay because it's now 2:30 in the afternoon from when the accident happened to when they're informing the next of kin. It's all procedural, as the accident had occurred in a country road, and the state trooper and the county sheriff were there on the scene, and they were assisted by local EMS responders. Shit, so many that Chris and I actually know as well. Someone hands me a notepad and says, please write down everything that needs to happen, who needs to be contacted, and what needs to be done. Then mechanically, I start a list. Call family, pastor, church, banks, insurance company, credit cards. Numbly, I begin to record what I think might be important. I don't know. I've never done this before. At some point, someone asked me, who else is next of kin that needs to be notified? I remember my sons. I think I might puke again. Someone had slid a trash can over when I mentioned that I might hurt earlier. His parents need to know, I finally respond. They ask for their phone numbers and tell me, we'll make the phone call for you. No, I tell them, I should be the one. They urge me, you really do not want to make this phone call. You need to conserve your strength. Nope, I need to do this. The family services lady asks, are you sure that's a good idea for you right now? I feel like I must and I have to do this. I insist. She relents and hands me a note card with a script. They actually have a script for this. There's no way I could remember what to say otherwise. And it was very simple, printed in black and white. 1, dial the phone number. 2, if they pick up, ask if they're seated. 3, say, I'm sorry, Chris has been killed in a motorcycle accident. 4, hand it to Trooper Joe to answer the questions. 5, do not leave a message. Simple enough. I can do that. I call Chris's dad first, knowing that calling his mother is going to be horrible. And I ask him, are you sitting down? I have some terrible news. I quickly blurted out, I'm sorry, Chris has died in a motorcycle accident. I can't say more through the sobs and tears. And I hear his father's strangled crying, hearing the raw pain, feeling the father's grief over the telephone, so incredibly awful. I feel horrible. I'm the bearer of doom. I fling the phone at the trooper and do the rest. And I dig out another tissue, folding into a ball of weeping. Next, I need to call his mother. I don't know if I can do it, but I think you have to. She would want to hear it from you. So I call her and I ask, are you sitting down? I have terrible news. And in sweet mom's voice, yes, sweetie, what's wrong? I didn't know at the time that she's driving and she pulls over. She didn't tell me. So as soon as I say, I'm so sorry, Chris has been killed in a motorcycle accident, she begins wailing on the phone. No, not Chris. No, God, please, no. Hearing her torn to pieces by her grief is unbearable. Trooper Joe takes up the phone and I slump over, bawling anew. I regain my strength and call my parents. I tell them both on the speakerphone and read from the script. And thankfully, I didn't hear anything, and I can't hear anything through my own sobs, and Trooper Joe takes over to answer my dad's loud cussing questions. After a while, I recover somewhat, and their next question is, how do you want to tell the boys? Holy shit, I think. Are you kidding? Their dad's dead. But I'm the one who feels dead inside. How the hell do I look at my two sons' eyes and tell them that their dad is dead? Their dad is who is everything to them. Their buddy, their parent, their disciplinarian, their scoutmaster, their leader, their mentor, the goofball, their amazing and only dad. Apparently, administration had worked out a plan in advance. Why it took so long for them to tell me. One admin will go to the high school, pick up the boys, and bring them here to their old middle school. We'll meet here in the principal's office, surrounded by lots of familiar faces to support them both and me. I guess that's okay, I say. I don't know. The family services lady tells me about all the help and resources her office will provide while they're off to go get the boys. During the wait, I decide I want to go get my stuff out of my classroom while we're waiting. And they're like, nope, you can't leave. I'm like, but I want to tell my best friend. My best friend's a teacher. She's right across the hall. Nope, you can't leave. So then they asked me, how do I want to prepare? And what do you think the boys' responses will be? I said, it's going to be awful and ugly. The eldest is going to be pissed and yell. He's going to punch something or somebody. The youngest, he'll be sad, angry, withdrawn. And I'm not really sure, but that's what I'm pretty sure they'll do given their personalities. So that's where that ends. And we can keep going.